Yes, hello everyone. Today we are going to do number 2 of our Wakisha joint mock examinations. So if you want to get this paper, you can download it on my YouTube channel, and also the support files are also available. You can download this paper and get it, and you do all the previous numbers that you've not done or you've not watched, so you can just follow through after downloading. So today we are going to do spreadsheet, load a file, labeled vendors, and perform the tasks that follow. Required: calculate the total and average sales for each street vendor. So what we are going to do first is to load the file. So you go and open your support files. You open your support files and you load the file vendors. So it loads, it opens. So as it opens, let us first go through the questions. Use absolute sale reference to calculate the commission based on total column using commission rate of typed in cell B14. Determine the highest sales for each street vendor in the appropriate column. Determine the lowest sales for each of the street vendor in the last column. I think my file has finished loading. So the very first thing we are going to do is to enable editing. We enable editing. That will then enable us to perform different tasks into our file. So the very first thing they told us is to calculate the total and average sales for each street vendor. So now total, how we get the total? We can use two options. Now in this question, they did not tell us either we use formulas or functions. So what we want to use is what we want to use, is what you use. So now in this case, I'm going to use two options so that you can know all the two options. So now first I will use the function formula. Now let me first use the formula on how to get the sum, which we all know is 1 plus 1 plus 1 is equals to the total number given, the total, which is 3. 1 plus 1 plus 1, which is 3. So now in this case you get this 555,000 plus 670,000 plus 650, and you get the total here. That is number 1. So let us do it. The very first thing you do is to type equals. You type equals, you get this cell plus this cell plus the last cell, and you enter, and it gives you the total number of the cells. You can just drag all the way for it to fill the rest of the cells. It is as simple as that. The other thing, how we can get the total number, now let us try using function. So the function of getting sum is very simple. It is equals to sum, That is how we get the total number. So you write equals sum, and you open brackets, and you drag all the way to the cells that you want to find their sum, and you close the brackets. So we can see sum equals sum, open brackets, B2, full column D2. So you press enter, and it gives you the exact total number that we were given when we used formula, and you drag all the way to find out. Now you can see that is the total. Now for the average, you all know that average is the total number of the given items out of their total number, or the total number of sum out of the total number of items. That is average. So this total divide by 1, 2, 3. that is the average of these three. So we can try it equals to their total is in cell E2, so we write it divide by 3, and you get the answer. The answer is 600 to 5. 600 to 5. You can drag all the way to get the other cells as well. The other one for now, when we are to use a function, we write equals average. Open brackets. Now in this one we drag all the way to the cells that we want to find their average, B2 all the way to D2, and you enter. So you can see it is there, same, it doesn't change, and we are done with our average. So the next thing is telling us use absolute cell referencing to calculate the commission based on total column using commission rate of typed in cell B14. Now the absolute cell referencing. Now this is the one they told us that we are supposed to use absolute cell referencing. It is here in B14, the 10%. Now these are cell referencing. We have two types of cell referencing. We have relatively cell referencing and absolute cell referencing. Now under absolute, the number is constant. The number is constant. This 10 is constant. They are going to give it to you. It is constant. Now under relatively, they don't give you any number. The numbers keep on changing. The cells keep on changing. Now what I mean is, if I put a new digit here, let me say 567,000, this total has changed. That is relatively cell referencing. For them, all the cells in the first place are relatively cell referencing. But now when they say absolute cell referencing, what you need to do, since that digit is constant, you have to end with the dollar sign. You have to end with a dollar sign. So you get your formula of finding what they have given to you, and you end with a dollar sign. Now, for example, let us start. They told us to use the total and this for the commission. So what we do, commission, we write equals under commission, we write equals the total is there, it is in cell E2 times B14 that they have given to us. Now under B14 you press the function key with the function 4, F4, and it enters the dollar signs and you enter. So that is your commission. When you drag over, every vendor will have their own commission. Now the importance of putting a dollar sign is to make sure all the people get their commissions, all the vendors get their commissions. So let us try without the dollar sign, and you see why you need to put the dollar sign. Equals E2 times the B14, and you press enter. So now it is the same answer that we are given to the first column, to the first vendor, who is Mariko. But when you drag over, trust me, the rest won't have, because it is a constant. With absolute referencing, it is constant. Now the rest can't have, because we did not use the dollar sign. That is why we need to make sure when they ask of absolute, you end with the dollar sign for every vendor to have their commission. for every vendor to have their commission. So now we will end with a $sign and you press enter and you go all the way. So that is a commission for every vendor. So our next question is determine the highest sales for each street vendor in the appropriate column. Highest. Now in highest we use equals maximum. Here we are going to use a function. There is no formula that we are going to use to find the highest, so we will use the function equals max, open brackets, and you go all the way from B2 to D2 and you close your brackets and it finds the highest. As we can see that the highest in this Maliko, it is 670,000. It is the highest. So you drag all the way to get the rest of the vendors, the highest sales of the vendors. Now for the lowest, because the lowest is the other question, determine the lowest sales for each of the street vendor in the last column. So we come also for lowest, it is like maximum, there is no formula, so we use mean, open brackets, E2 to all the way to D2, close brackets, and you enter and you drag all the way to find the lowest sales from each vendor. So that is also okay. Let us go to another one. Sort the names of the street vendors in ascending order. Ascending order is from smallest to biggest. Descending is biggest to smallest. So now we are sending the names. So you first highlight all the names and you come to sort and filter. Sort and filter A to Z. So A to Z is the lowest to highest, which is the one they told us to do. It will bring a dialog box which says expand the selection or continue with the current selection. Now when you say expand the selection, it is going to every vendor is going to have their own sales. So, and that is the right thing to do, because now why should we give someone else's sale to another vendor? So when you press continue with the current section, it is selection, it is only going to ascend only the names that are highlighted. But if you expand the selection, everything is going to be affected. So that is what we want. We sort. So now we can see at Waki comes first all the way to Zavuga. Now they all have their own sales. That is also done. Now we go to change page orientation from portrait to landscape. Now you can see the difference. This is portrait. This is portrait. The page orientation so far is portrait. So what we do to change it to landscape, we go to page layout. Under page layout, there is what we call orientation. So orientation, you click on it and you change to landscape. Now it has changed to landscape. Create a column chart to show the match sales for all the vendors and set your chart on a separate sheet, new sheet. Label your graph chart appropriately. Name the sheet as match sales. So we are going to draw a column chart for only match. And they told us to open a new sheet. Yes, they told us to open a new sheet. So we come, we highlight the names since we want the chart for all the names and also for match. That is the column that we are referring to. So you come under insert. Now how to highlight both of the columns? You first highlight the first one. You first highlight the first one and you press the Ctrl key button and you go and highlight the other column that you want. So you go to the insert tab. There is the charts here. You can see charts tab and you click on it. They told us the column chart. So you select any of this because they are all columns. You select one of your choice. So I will go with the first one. Now we can see. Now they told us we put it in the new sheet that we created. You press Ctrl X to cut it away from here. You press Ctrl X. It will cut itself. You come to your new sheet that you created and you paste it all the way. Ctrl V. It will appear here. What did they say? So for all the vendors, and set your chart on a separate. Yes, label your graph chart appropriately. Name the sheet as match cells. So we can double click on the sheet 4 and we name them as match cells. Or you can right click and you say rename there, and it will rename itself. So now they told us to label it appropriately. You can see it is showing us match. You can write it in full match. Now we need to know. Now when someone sees this and they don't know that these are cells, they won't tell which is which. So they will just only see the names. So we need to label appropriately. So we come here on our plus and we can see axis titles. So it is going to enable us to label the axis. So we come on axis title number 1 here, which has the cells, and you write cells. 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 The next one we name it as name. Sorry. Let me try it again. Cells. We click this one and we name it as names. Yes. So now we have named it appropriately. We have named our titles appropriately. Match cells. That is what we were told to do. So that is what we are told to do. Now the next one is create a line graph to show Kigozi's sales performance in the 3 months on a new chart sheet named Kigozi. Ensure to label your graph appropriately. Now we also open a new. Now creating a new sheet, you come and you click on that plus. Now this one they told us to name it as Kigozi. So now we come here and we can see Kigozi is here. So we need these cells. We also need the months. So we come and insert. Now this one they told us a line graph. So you come on lines. You come on lines and select the line that you want. You select the line that you want. Yes. So this that is Kigozi's line graph showing his sales for all the months. So you cut it away from there and you paste it in Kigozi sheet. You paste it there. Let us also label these ones. We label these as sales. We label this one as months. And we are done with that one. So the next one is align column heading to 45 degrees in anti-clockwise direction and then make their background color to yellow and blue font color. So we go back to our main sheet. They told us to align these ones, the title column. So you come under your home tab, you can see under alignment there is this. So we want it to be 45 degrees anti-clockwise or counterclockwise. So we say format cell alignment. We click on format cell alignment. Now here you might not understand where the anti-clockwise is. So what I know is 45 degrees clockwise is the same as negative 45 degrees. So you write negative 45 and you press OK. Yes. So now it is done. We can see it has changed. They said and then make their background color to yellow and blue font color. Background color to yellow. Now this shading, fill color yellow and the font color blue. So you're done with that one as well. Delete sheet 2 and sheet 3. Rename sheet 1 as my work. So they want us to delete sheet 2 and sheet 3. So you click on sheet 2, you right click and you delete. Same as sheet 3. Right click and delete. So this sheet 1 has to be renamed as my work. Oh, sorry. My work. We are done with that as well. Insert a header on all worksheets as your names and save your workbook as your school index number. Insert a header on all worksheets as your names and save your workbook as your school index number. So we come under insert. There is text, header and footer. So you click on it, it brings header and footer. Add header, you add Kigozi Henry, because they said header of your name. So we can see we have added header and footer. So under match cells as well, insert text, header and footer. We custom header Henry Kigozi. Okay. Text, header and footer. Henry Kigozi. So we get done with that. So we continue. We have finished insert header on all worksheets as your names and save your workbook as your school index number. So I have to save my workbook as my school. Save as, browser. I don't have an index number, so I'll just save with my number 1677 on the desktop. Save. So print a copy of your work. You come on file, print, and you print a copy of your work. So now you can see here it has brought only one active sheet. So you come here, active sheets, print entire workbook. When you say print entire workbook, it will print all the or workbooks you have done. So now you can see on our sheet 1, some of the work has been put to the next page. How you do that? You come here, landscape, first landscape. Yeah, so now all the work is on 1. All the work on sheet 1 is on 1 page. So you print, you command to print. Yes, and that is how we do this number. So if you have any questions, you can comment on my YouTube channel. If you didn't understand anything, you can comment on my YouTube channel. God bless you. Bye bye.